Junkyard Junkie, back here with another video. Today we're going to be working on this 2017 Toyota Prius. Today we're going to be replacing the brakes. Remember, you always want to replace them in pairs, so I'm going to show you the driver's side, but it's the exact same procedure on the passenger side. This job may seem daunting, but we're going to go through all the safety precautions, that way you don't end up with a bad day. We do want to disconnect the battery, and we also want to take our key fob far away from the car. We want to just be extra safe, or at least that's what I do. Disconnecting the battery should be good enough, but I like to be extra cautious, especially with these, because if that piston comes out of the brake caliper, you're in for a real bad day. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and pop the hood. Okay, so before we disconnect the battery, what we're going to do is a little bit of safety measures. We're going to leave the door open just in case we got to get inside. And we're also going to take this key fob and I'm going to put it, at least 20 feet away. Okay, so if you look here, here's your battery like any normal car. So you don't have to worry about this too much. If you have an older model Prius, it may be in the back seat. So if you don't see it up here, just go to your back seat. But we're just going to take off this negative terminal. Okay, so it is a 10 millimeter, so we're just going to take that right off. Just break it loose. Undo it. Now we want to take it and move it away from everything so it don't touch anything. So we're just going to stick it right over here. That way we're good. Okay, once we got all of that done, there's one last safety precaution we're going to take, and that's scotching the wheel. And now we're ready to start taking the tire off and working on the brakes. Okay, if you don't have an impact gun, go ahead and break them loose. Don't take them out. They're 21 millimeters, so you can take a breaker bar and just break them loose. But we're gonna go ahead and jack it up now. Make sure you get on that jack spot. We're just gonna jack it up until the wheel comes off the ground. And there it is. Okay, so with the impact gun, we're just going to zip these off. Okay, so this is your brake caliper, and we're going to open it up like a clam and replace the brake pads. So you'll need a 14 millimeter socket, and what we're going to do is go right back here to this one right here. We're going to take this one out. Okay, so remember the motto, work smarter, not harder. We're going to go inside the car and turn the wheel all the way to the left. Now then, look how much clearance we have to get to that bolt now. Okay, so we're going to get on it with a 14 millimeter. Make sure you're on it good. Just break it loose and we'll zip it off with the electric ratchet. Just take that out. Now you can open it up and take these brake pads out. Okay, so what I like to do now is just take a flat blade, just get in there, pop it out. So that's one. That's two. Now we'll get our new brake pads. If you got new hardware, this is the time to install it. So we'll go ahead and pop this out. Okay, now that we got it out, we're going to take a wire brush and just clean up. Just clean it really good. So as you can see here, We got it pretty good and clean. I'm gonna clean it just a little bit more. But it goes from this color to back to bare metal. I want to get on the insides. Anywhere that piece is going to sit, you want to get. Okay, once you do that, we'll put our new one in. All you gotta do is line it up the way it's supposed to be. Push it down. There we go. That's one side down, and we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, so we'll take our screwdriver, or see if we can pull it up ourselves, but a lot of times they're stuck in there pretty good. So we took that one out. We'll clean her up. We'll get our new bracket and put it on. There you go. And now we just gotta do the tops. Okay, so now you do the tops. As you can see here, it's the exact same as the bottom. You got one on each side. You want to clean them up real good. I'm not going to show that, and we'll go ahead and move on to the next step. Okay, now we have replaced all four. Now we got to compress that brake piston. Okay, so for this part, it's pretty easy. You're just going to stick your old brake pad in there. We're going to use a tool. This is the Lisle. We're just going to keep squeezing until it goes all the way in. There we go. Now it's fully compressed, and I do highly recommend this Lisle tool. I will put it in the description, but you can also use a C-clamp. That tool right there is a lifesaver and worth every penny. Okay, so we compare the old brake pads. As you can see, they were getting pretty worn out compared to the new ones. Okay, so at this point, you just want to make sure the back, so not the meat part of the brake pad, but the back side goes away from the rotor on both sides. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a curvature. So you want to line that up. So that's wrong, and then that's right. Then we'll just stick it in here. Do the same on this side. We'll close up the caliper. Whenever you change brakes, you usually want to lube these up anyways. They were stuck, but we're just going to take it on off. This is your caliper guide pin. All right, we're just going to put some silicone paste on there. Doesn't matter the brand. This one comes with an applicator. You don't want to go too crazy with it. You just want it to have a layer. That's more than enough right now, so I'm going to scrape some of it off. Okay, so now that you got it all lubed up, you just want to push it back in there. Make sure that boot clicks in. I like to run it back a few times. Spin it. There we go, now it should move freely. Okay, so now we're just going to close it up. All you gotta do is make sure it lines up right there. Okay, so we're just gonna put our bolt back in. What I like to use is blue Loctite. And this gets torqued down to 25 foot-pounds. So we're just gonna run it down with an electric ratchet. And actually, we'll just do it by hand. Now we'll get the torque wrench out. Okay, so If it starts spinning right there, we're going to go ahead and get a wrench put on there. Okay, so we got a 17mm wrench. Put it right there. Now just slow, precise movements. You don't want to go fast with this. There we go. It's torqued down properly. Now we can use the steering wheel to turn it back to the right and put our wheel on. So we're going to go ahead and let the jack down. And we are done, other than torquing the lug nuts. Okay, we're going to torque these down to 77 foot-pounds. We're going to go in a crisscross pattern. Okay, now all we're going to do is reconnect the battery terminal. So we're just going to bring it over here. May spark just a little bit, that's okay. We're going to tighten that back down. There we go. There should be no play in it. And now we're ready. We're just going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Always replace your brake pads in pairs. If you found this video helpful, please give me a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.